First, it started 25 years ago and now it's finishing in style on BBC Scotland on 1.
Welcome to Orkney for the final of Mastermind 1997, the final. This is the farthest north the programme has ever been, and this historic and cultured island is a fitting place for the 25th final and the very last edition of Mastermind. The venue for tonight's programme is St Magnus Cathedral in Kirkwall, now 860 years old and dating back to when Orkney was under Norse rule. It was named after the martyred Earl Magnus Erlendsson, who, according to the Orkneyinga saga, was executed by a great axe blow across the head in a power struggle over the earldom. Soon after his death in 1117, he was canonized by popular acclaim, and this cathedral was built in his honor by his nephew Earl Rögnvald. The contestants are here, ready and waiting, but let's first meet them at home, beginning with a trip to the other end of the country, to the south coast of England.
My name is Colin Cadby. I live in Hove, lived here 34 years, all my life. I work in Worthing for the Woolwich Building Society in their corporate services department. For the final, I've chosen Thomas Hardy's novels. You can see I'm more or less surrounded by them here and behind me. Got interested in Thomas Hardy through reading them as set books while I was at school. I didn't realise at the time there were quite so many of them. So this has provided a useful opportunity to read the more obscure ones that I perhaps wouldn't have done otherwise. Just hope that while I've been making my notes, I've turned out to be on the same wavelength as the question setter.
I'm Claire Rockwell. This is my husband Ron and my lovely little daughter Abigail. I'm a full-time housewife and mother and live in Bognor Regis, where I've lived for the last 3 years since I got married. Before that I worked as a chef, and I'm still very interested in cooking and cake decorating. In the first round I took anorexia nervosa as my specialist subject because I was anorexic for several years and I'm still involved on the research committee of the Eating Disorders Association. My chosen subject for the final round is the rock band Genesis, which I've been keen on for 15 to 20 years, partly because 2 members of the band, Mike Rutherford and Phil Collins, lived near where I used to live.
My name is Andrea Weston. I'm a housewife. I live in Knoll, part of Solihull in the West Midlands. I live here with my husband and 2 children. I didn't expect to get to the final, but here I am, and I've now chosen to do the life and writings of Julian Barnes. A few years ago, a friend of ours showed me a copy of History of the World in 10.5 chapters, and I found it a very interesting work, and it led me on to explore all the other things that Julian Barnes has written. Now when it comes to the final, I'm told by my loyal friends and supporters, one thing above all I must remember, and that's to smile.
I'm Anne Ashurst, and here I am in my garden in Somerset, where I come to sit and think, usually more sitting than thinking. I'm a writer. I write contemporary romances for Mills and Boon. I write as Sarah Craven, and I've been doing it for 20 years now, and I've written over 50 books and sold about 20 million worldwide. My specialised subject for the last round is Barbara Villiers, Duchess of Cleveland. She was one of Charles II's most notorious mistresses. She was one of the 17th century's really bad girls, and she was a cracker. She had 6 children by different men, including the king, and before she died she saw them all well set up in life, so she must have been doing something right. I think she's amazing. I'm really looking forward to the final in Orkney. It's just marvellous. It's daunting, but I'm so looking forward to it.
So the final is ready to go, and as always, the winner will receive a Caithness glass bowl featuring the 9 muses, engraved specially, as always, by Dennis Mann. Dennis is here with us tonight, along with many others who've played their part in 25 years of Mastermind. Neil Richardson, for example, who composed the Mastermind theme music appropriately entitled Approaching Menace. And no fewer than 49 former Masterminders have made their own pilgrimage here, including 8 previous Mastermind champions, ranging from Nancy Wilkinson, our first champion in 1972, to the reigning champion, Dr. Richard Sturch. And one of our 4 finalists will join that elite band this evening. And so will the first finalist please take the black chair. Your name, please.
Colin Cadby,
Occupation.
Building Society employee.
In the first round, you took the life and reign of Queen Victoria. In the semi-finals, you took British naval history in the Second World War. What is your chosen specialised subject for the final?
The novels of Thomas Hardy.
Colin Cadby, you have 2 minutes on the novels of Thomas Hardy, starting now. In which trade is Michael Henchard seeking work at the start of The Mayor of Casterbridge?
As a hay trusser.
Correct. In Jude the Obscure, of which city is it said, "'Tis all learning there, nothing but learning except religion"? That brings us to the end of the second round, and therefore the end of this final of Mastermind. Let us look at the final scores. And in 4th place on 28 points is Claire Ockwell. In 3rd place on 30 points is Colin Cadby. In 2nd place on 31 points is Andrea Weston. But the winner by 34 points and the Mastermind champion of 1997 is the romantic novelist Anne Ashurst. And now for the first and last time in the history of Mastermind, the honour of presenting the Caithness Glass Trophy to the new champion falls to me, Anne Ashurst. Well, our congratulations to Anne Ashurst for her victory. Our thanks to the other finalists for taking part in this series. And my thanks to an awful lot of people on this occasion. I'd like to thank all the production teams, both past and present, who've done so much to make this series a standard of excellence for 25 years. I'd like to thank the people who took part, the Masterminders, 1,231 of them, including the 49 who made their way all the way here to join us tonight. Without them, there would have been no programs at all. And I'd like to thank the question setters who helped to set the 64,000 questions that I've put to the people sitting in the black chair. And finally, I'd like to thank you, the viewers. Something like 450 million people have watched our program over 25 years. Thank you for being so loyal to us all that time. Well, it's been an enormous privilege to be allowed to host Mastermind for these 25 years. And I'm going to take away a host of very happy memories and one very tangible memento. Because my old friend, the black chair, which has been with us, stool and chair, for 25 years, is coming home with me. So that's it. I've started. Now I've finished. Bye-bye.
Next week at the same time, a look at the build-up to this final and how the show became a national institution. Mastermind, it started, now it's finished at 7:30.